Hey y'all, John aka Whisky and Sound, and I'm back with another episode of Boilermaker Mondays. Now, I have been I've been stretching out this opening because everyone knows that I'm a fan of keeping a hold and hoarding a lot of Aussie bottlings, which you can probably see in the back right there. All my Hobart whiskey, some Spring Bay, not Springbank, Spring Bay. um, and there's a few Starwoods that are up there as well. But either way, I've got a not bad Aussie collection floating around the place. And I tend to keep a hold of these guys for a while. But this one, curiosity's got the better of me, because not just the fact that I promised the boys at Barrel and Batch that I was going to crack this open, but I really, really want to see what the difference was from when we went down to Heartwood and went into the bond store, tried this whilst it was being vatted, to what it is now being bottled. So I'm pretty sure you've guessed what bottling that I'm about to crack open now. It is Wouldn't Have the Heart, which is a Tasmanian independent bottlers bottling, so aka Heartwood. And this is cask strength. So essentially it's a baby Heartwood. So it's still got Tim's name on it. And this was an absolute belter from when we did try this originally. It was big jammy fruits and just like luscious and coating the palates something crazy. And we were just like, yep, that's definitely the one that you got to go for. Surely enough, it's been bottled. So this is a 4-year-old from a renowned New South Wales distiller. So it's also been done in ex-Botrytis cask, which I believe I've gone through Botrytis before. Can't remember if it was a Hobart whiskey one that I went through, or if it was another particular whiskey. But yeah, it's basically noble rot on the grapes, which gives it a real funky flavour. If you control it correctly, you can be able to get like a real cool, super fruity influence and real funky influence on it too. Gives it a real good edge. So, and it does that with it's a dessert wine as well. So when you put a whiskey into that to age, that's just, what could possibly go wrong? Nothing. It just turns into some real cracking whiskies. So I'm not going to wait any longer. I am so excited to crack this open. And I'm still waiting for my nails to... Damn it, Tim, you really need to get like a serrated... No, you know what? I'm not going to even go there. The perforated paper where the lines are cut through and you can peel it off like any other normal heat shrink. But I'm not going to say anything to that. Seriously, either grow some nails or grow a set of balls and be a man and just rip it off. Right. Now the moment I've all been waiting for. Always a good sound. You can never get tired of that sound. Oh. Here we go. All right. So this one sits at 63, I think it is. 65.3. Damn. Beast. Absolute beast. Oh, that does smell really good. That smells really good. Look at that. That's got a gorgeous colour on it too. That's just... that goes deep into bronze. Yeah, that's just lovely. Just lovely. Oh, okay. Okay, yeah, I got a few things happening with this. So, right. Where to start with you? Yeah, see where they get the notes from the because I was having a look at what the tasting notes were from the website, and so I get where a couple of those notes are coming through. So a lot of it was, some baked apple and pumpkin spice. Definitely get the sugar notes, like burnt sugar, or I think it was burnt sugar on a baking dish, left on a baking dish, I should say. All right, well, I definitely get like it's apple compote that I'm getting, and red apples in particular, like some Lady Gala, um, Royal Gala, I should say. Yeah, it's either Royal Gala or Pink Lady, one of the two. You know what? Put the two of those together. I'm going to lean actually towards Royal Gala. So, right now the spice notes are starting to come through. Yeah, definitely got some nutmeg on it. Yeah, there's Oh, this reminds me of a Macedonian dish, which it's a Macedonian sweet. So it's a pastry. It's a Macedonian pastry, which actually, you know what? It's a European based thing. Whether you'll call it burek or I know the Greeks call it spanakopita, but that's cheese and um, spinach and cheese. But the theory is there where it's basically like a pastry dish with filling on the inside of it. Now, the one that I'm talking about is one which has pumpkin and sugar added to it, which we call zelnik, or depending on what part you're from, you can call it muznik as well. Um, but that's what I get on it. It's there's pastry there, there's pumpkin, there's sugar, and the apple compote's definitely there. That is, there's a bit going on with this. This is really nice. That's just straight off the bat. So no airtime or anything. I haven't added water to it, so it may. I don't know if this swims well or not. I'll find that one out in my own time. But yeah, this already. I mean, and at that ABV as well, it doesn't even smell like when you come across something in particular, cask strength. 63.5 will usually take your nose clean off and singe the hairs out, and there'd be nothing left of it. At some or actually at quite a few places, and in particular, Australia's notorious for it. Sometimes they can run in a bit hot, fresh out the cask, but this doesn't nose like it's gonna be like mid 60s. It's just lovely and fruity with element of savory to it as well. So yeah, I like the nose on this. Really like the nose on this. I think it's just going to be one of those ones that's just going to keep evolving over time. Well, naturally it would with the ABV. Once it gets to it as well, it's just going to open right up into something gorgeous I can see. But that already, I think the legs have only just started moving now. So this is going to stick to my palate like luggage. All right. Mm. Such a big mouthfeel. Big mouthfeel. Oh, whew, whew, whew. Where do you finish? Oh, this is so Moorish. Yeah, the gift that keeps on giving. Oh, this is gorgeous. What a difference. What a difference from it's man, that's all lots of cool stuff. So very super sweet, syrupy. Apples are there. There's a smoked element to it. I get like a it's like tobacco smoke, or cigar smoke, I should say. Or tobacco leaf smoke, whatever you want to refer to it as. But yeah, I get cigar smoke on it, and very earthy, very umami. definitely that. That's just, it's still going to finish. But yeah, the jammy element is there, like jam fruits, like dark stew. Yeah, like real. Yeah, I won't. It doesn't go on the lines of Christmas cakey. It's something else altogether. It's just very, yeah, stewed fruits. It's not like don't think along the lines of rum and raisin. Actually, you know what? Nah, I'm gonna. Yeah, this is gonna keep going. So, whilst I'm on that note, to pair you back with something, bloody hell, man, what a challenge you're gonna be. Because there's so many different ways that you could go about pairing this back with a particular beer. I mean, look, I'm gonna say my usual thing, and I'd put it back with, like, you can knock that down with a Guinness. There's enough strength in it to cut through it. That's for sure. But I think and something fresh as well, super fruity, will come through. That might bring out even more earthy flavors. Right, what have I got here that I'd be prepared to sacrifice for tonight's games? Interesting question. Right. Oh, hang on. I do see something in the back there. All right. There's a couple of beers I'm looking at now. Well, actually, there's more than a couple of beers I'm looking at, but a couple of beers I have in mind I'm looking at right now. All right, let's have a look at... Don't fall. Whatever you do. Well, that's going to fall. Right. No, I'm not going to use that one. Oh, actually, I know which one I can use. And it... Would you go? And if this works, this is going to be a big Boilermaker. Yeah, it's going to be a big Boilermaker. So, I'm going to go down the route of not your summer Boilermaker. I'm going to go very much a warming winter Boilermaker here. But, you know what? We're on the... we're just about to hit the midpoint of spring, so you'll get your cold days. Let's go down that path. So SWMS actually come out recently with barrel-aged beer collaboration. Now, this one is called the Old Parochial? Parochial? Parochial. That. I don't know how to pronounce that, so forgive my pronunciation. But anyway, I'm going to call it the Old P from Tempest Brewing. So it's a barrel-aged Imperial Scotch ale at 13%. So either way I cut this, this is going to be big. I was really impressed with this because it also had a very smoky element to it as well, which I think might do well with cutting it might take out off the palate the smoke element, like hopefully it cancels itself out and really brings some fruit to the surface. So it's a little bit of cutting. Oh, actually, it's predominantly I'm looking for cutting, but it's going to borderline complement as well. So if all goes right. Now, what was the go on this one? So this was right. So it was an Imperial Scotch ale aged in single malt casks from Speyside, courtesy of Scotch Malt Whisky Society. So everything about this year's vintage is exactly how it should be, with hints of caramel, fruit cake, and the lingering hum of the finest whisky. Time to raise a glass with the wilds of Scotland and an art of barrel aging. So, yeah, I remember when I first tried this, it was fruity, and I'm hoping that fruit element really complements, like the fruit and the caramel really complement this and come up the surface. But the smoky layers, I want to see if they'll do its thing and cut in between each other. I don't know, this is going to be an experiment. So, like I said, there's no such thing as a bad experiment with Boilermakers. If it is good, then both of them work together well. You've got one kick-ass Boilermaker. If it doesn't go according to plan, you've merely got two separate drinks. That's it. So I'm going to quit talking and try to put some in the glass bottle now, John. Right. That looks lush. Oh, I'm so going to feel sorry for my liver after this. But you know what? No regrets at all. I've had a fair bit of boot camp training as far as Boilermakers are concerned, so after this it's going to be dinner and lights out. Why? Because lockdown, so anyway. Now, I believe these are still available on the website too, or still on Scotch Malt Whisky Society. So if you are curious about this particular pairing, and actually both of these products are available still. These come at the $2.60 mark, which people may say, well, that's pretty expensive for a TIB bottling. Well, not really, because it's TIB at cask strength. So look at it like you're getting a Heartwood cheap. Like it's been priced very well. And this, I believe, comes in 4-pack offers on the Scotch Malt Whisky Society page. Don't know if Tempest Brewing has this. Yeah, I'll double check that and I'll put that in the comments afterwards. Provided this all goes well. Look, I may get this wrong altogether, but we'll see. Oh yeah, big lush caramel, burnt caramel, chocolate. Tone to it as well. So, all right, let's see how this goes, shall we? Let's do how to do this. All right, let's do a beer wash. Yeah, let's do a beer wash and a whiskey rinse. Then I'll change it up afterwards. So. Yep. Definitely dark fruits on that. Definitely a lot of caramel on that. Actually, no, that goes more. No, that's not caramel. That's not caramel. It's like It's like I get more of a. Could you burn fudge? Let's just say burnt fudge, burnt cream clotted fudge. That's what I'm getting on this, and dark, dark. What kind of dark fruits are we getting here? We're probably getting, and this doesn't drink like it's 13% either, which is also dangerous, very dangerous. Tread lightly. You have been warned officially. Does have a slight smoky element to it. That burnt cream clotted fudge, or clotted cream fudge, I should say. Yeah, espresso coffee as well coming through. Not too strong. Bit of cocoa, and it's got a not bad length on that too on the finish. So this should work really well. Right, kind of fruits that I'm getting. Actually, I really should start saving the beer for the rest of this Boilermaker, because being the percentage that it is, it's also a tiny can too. 330ml. So yeah, it's still. How many standard drinks? 4.3 standard drinks. Like I said, tread lightly. Right. Honing in on, or zoning in on the fruit element. I'm getting. There's a blend there of cherries and raspberry. I actually get now. The more that I'm getting a lot more of that on my palate. Definitely cherry, but like ripe cherry, like perfect in season cherry, and raspberries. Getting right. So finishes there. I'm gonna do a beer wash, whiskey rinse. So I'll coat the pellet. Right. That is such an explosion. Such an explosion. Man, that is a big whiskey. Wow, this is a big whiskey. So much going on. War, yeah. So, what that's done is, it actually has done what I suspected it to do. And it took out any smoky element that I got from it. Super jammy. Really, really super jammy on the fruits. That is just luscious and just rich, velvety. And that aftershock, kind of like the earthquake that we just had recently. Just that aftershock that lingers on. Beautiful. Oh, and now the wave that it goes into is just real biscuity. Oh yeah, chocolate biscuits. That is good stuff. Right. In between all that now, I'm going to have some water. And now we're going to change it up and go whiskey wash and beer rinse. So far, it has done exactly what I wanted it to do, and that's really exciting. So keep in mind that both of these are still available on the site. If you really want what I'm talking about, do yourself a favour and get your hands on these beers. So, right. Gorgeous. Now, what way do you go? And that brings it back to earthy flavors. So it's a different drink again. So that's actually really fascinating. Really fascinating. Yeah, cool. That was did not expect it to go in that direction with whiskey wash and beer rinse, especially. Yeah, how about that? Having said that, I could probably go and stretch it out. Actually, I've got a theory. And I've done this before with another whiskey, a massive finish on. I did finish, and I went a lot more into the whiskey finish, and then I had the beer and done the rinse that way, and that produced real good results as well. So maybe I'm going to go down that path. Actually, I am going to go down that path, and that should work. Hopefully this doesn't freeze up. I'm noticing on my end this is freezing up on me a couple of times. So hopefully this all works out and it's all a smooth transition and it's not just me tripping balls with whatever's happening on the camera. Anyway, all right. Oh, lovely. That just works on the pellets so well. Love it. Now, let that get off into its finish. Yeah, okay. Alright, so it's kind of the same effect. Yeah, it's alright, so it's definitely one that I think beer wash, whiskey rinse is the winner out of this particular pairing. So feel free to try that particular whiskey with. Look, I'd be happy to go a sour would actually work really well, or something along those lines, like a goes, or something super fruity. I reckon would be really awesome with this. Yeah, I'd be very tempted to. I'm gonna try this back with other beers, that's for sure. Well, now that the bottle's open, now I've got no reason to keep it locked away and tucked up in the corner there, saving it for a rainy day. That's no, but this is really exciting. I'm so glad I got to crack that open and have a try of it. So it's always cool to see any projects that you've been a part of, or that you've had some form of input on, as far as barrel selection, or the stages that it gets to before bottling, which is cool. So yeah, definitely, this is still available on the website on Barrel and Batch. So feel free to get your hands on a bottle of that. If you do want to try this particular Boilermaker, then SMWS website does have these available still, to the best of my knowledge. I think they may be about the $30 mark for a full pack. Could be less. I can't remember off the top of my head. But I'll put the links in the description for everyone to suss out and have a trial of yourself. Otherwise, if you do happen to get your hands on this and you do try it with something else, put that in the comments and let me know what you think as well. But this is a big whiskey, so tread lightly. So, on that note, I'm going to leave you to it, because we're hitting the 26-minute mark. So I've hit the 26-minute. We're going on 27. So I'll call it a night here. Thank you so much for joining us once again. And I'll catch you next week with potentially another barrel and batch bottling. So I'll make it a three-peat. And the question is whether I want to open up the Hobart whiskey, or I'm going to open up the Overeem bottling. And you will just have to wait and see which one I crack open. So join me next Monday, and I look forward to seeing whatever comments or feedback that you have, and subscribe. On that note, I'll catch you. Good one.